makes me want to have a bowl. So we drive on from there, guys. Again, you know, two positive headlines coming out of America, and we go on then to the other side of the world, where we go to Myanmar, where the Myanmar authorities have burnt £500 million pounds worth of drugs that included cannabis and heroin. Also in there were amphetamines, ketamine, and yeah, you name it, they got it. And pictured here, looking at a big old stack of ketamine, is the Home Affairs Minister, Lieutenant General So Hut, I believe is his name. Again, I'm probably butchering the pronunciation of this guy's name. But this was stockpiles were set ablaze in Yangon, Mandalay, and Taugi on the United Nations International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking. This was also the day of Support Don't Punish campaign, which was the 26th of June. So on the 26th of June, while I was holding a little campaign here on the streets of Cork, along with many other activists across the globe, somewhere on the other side of the globe, there was €500 million worth of drugs up in smoke. Whose lame brain idea was it to actually do this? Like, in fairness, like it makes no sense. You're going to burn all these drugs, and all of that smoke is just going off into the environment. So bad, like, to the environment. I have another video there that will pop up on screen that you can see some of this. I'm going to pack up a bowl while this is going. I'm going to burn some of my own drugs. All your dreams go up in smoke. Yes. Less advertising there now for Sky News. Come on, get off my screen. But yeah, funny enough, like, you know, they're burning all of those drugs, but if they got into the hands of the drug users, that's probably what most of it was going to happen anyway. But this wasn't the first time either that the Myanmar government went out and burnt a load of drugs. This time last year, they done the exact same thing. But like, maybe they learned from their mistake from last year, because last year they had a different incident unfold where it got out of hand. I'll pop up this article here for you. Shit, I'm popping up your man, Lieutenant, again. But the Myanmar government burns over 1 billion worth of drugs in a blaze so fierce it threatens to get out of control. So this was at their Bana last year in Myanmar, where they had, again, it was in a number of fires across the country, but a 1 billion worth of drugs being burnt. And it got out of control. It actually set blaze to an awning that they had set up nearby, and the scene had to be evacuated. But again, I have an old video here from last year's burning, and it's a bit more alarming, actually. So I'll pop this up on screen for you to see. And as I'm gonna burn me drugs. That's a lot of drugs. But if you go back a bit there, like, look at the smoke around the gaff, man. Like, if you go through that there, like, look at that smoke. Like, imagine being a fireman in the middle of that. Like, God only knows what kind of a buzz you're going to get. Like, talk about the mother of all fucking Jeffries. Like, you got heroin, you got amphetamines, you got ketamine, you got cannabis, man. You got everything. Like, imagine taking in a big old and you'd be out of your tree for weeks to come, I'd say. Like, But I suppose the more alarming thing there in this is like, imagine like if a bird was to fly by, like, or just not any of the local wildlife at all. How are they managing this? Like the destruction to the environment here is just untold. Surely, like, they could have just reprocessed these drugs, brought them to a lab somewhere, and just fucking broke them down into their primary constituents and reutilized them in some form. You look at MAPS, Multidisciplinary Association for Psychedelic Studies. They recently bought a load of MDMA. Do you know what I mean? And maybe the Myanmar government could have been breaking it down and giving it to these guys. Like, again, all of that heroin, maybe that could have been broken down, reprocessed and repurified and sent to heroin-assisted therapy rooms in other parts of the world where they're fucking less backwards. Surely burning it was like the most stupidest idea you could actually come up with. Like, it's more of a kind of a very primitive thing. We'll show them. First, we're going to take all the drugs, and then we're going to burn them, and send a message to those drug dealers that, look at us, we're burning your drugs. Like, why? Come on, like, surely there's more beneficial ways in dealing with this. As I say, like, that heroin could have been maybe reprocessed, repurified, and given to heroin-assisted therapy. Maybe Myanmar, that could actually, you've probably got some addicts over there yourselves. Maybe you can redivert it back into some heroin-assisted therapies of your own. No, maybe, no. So fucking silly. Like, I just don't understand this kind of burning and destruction of drugs. Like, surely there's better ways of doing this. Like, ways in which we aren't damaging our environment and could have benefits to other people then as well. But no, sadly, it's backwards. It makes me want to have a bowl.